Hi there, my name is Dee, and this video is part 3 of my 3-video series for Helen Cole's My Pass-Along Journal Prompt Book series. I'll link parts 1 and 2 if you haven't seen them yet, and shortly I'll go over the guidelines for the art contest that we're currently holding, where the winner will get the edition of their choice of these prompt books. This video will feature the standard edition of the series, which is meant for all ages and genders, and I'd like to share with you pages 9 through 12. You can pause to read at any time. I'm going to summarize these pages with descriptions straight from the author, Helen Cole. Page 9 is for the giver of the journal to read, and it's saying that asking others to write things can be intimidating. You may want to consider passing this journal for the recipient so they don't have to ask. This can also make the book more meaningful when it's received. Pages 10 and 11 are for the recipient of the journal. Summarized, the person who gave you this journal wants you to benefit from knowing the value others see in you. One of the best ways you can thank them is to use the journal and pass it to people who can write in it for you, even if it makes you uncomfortable. What I particularly like about page 11 is here where it says, do not base the value of the content on how much they write. Some people simply don't like to write a lot. This doesn't mean they don't care about you. Page 12 explains everything, so you don't even have to ask. When you find someone you want to pass it to, all you have to do is open it to page 12, and it will explain that you have been asked to pass your journal around, even if it makes you uncomfortable. Only pass this journal to people who are safe and have your best interests at heart. It also instructs friends and family to pass the book around to others who care about this person, and to write things that will uplift the person in their darkest moments. Here's one of the bookmarks I made in part 2 of this series, and it's at the table of contents, which gives us all the different activities in this book and what pages you can find them on. They all have multiple pages, so different people can do the same prompts if they wish. There are also blank pages in the back to recreate a prompt in case the pages you wanted to do were taken, or for any different ideas that may not be in the book. Our next page I want to look at is marked by the other bookmark I made, and that page shows a bunch of different ways to protect your journal once it starts looking well loved, which is a good thing. Some examples are finding a small carrying case you can carry your journal in that has coloring utensils, treasured letters, etc. You can tie a string or ribbons around the book, or make a stretchy bookmark by wrapping a band around it to hold it closed. You can also look online for ways to reinforce the book's spine. Another cute idea is to make a leather or fabric carrying case to store your journal in, and you can also add a pocket or tuck a pencil pouch inside to hold your writing utensils. And here are Helen's socials so you can share your creations with her. Today, one of the prompts I'll be doing is creating paper pockets to store little notes in. Here I have some little pockets that Helen sent me, and they are super cute, so I'm going to go ahead and glue those in the back of the book on one of the blank pages. Now while those are drying flat, I'm going to make some of my own. I followed a tutorial by Shivani Creations. I'll link that channel below. I won't be making this a tutorial, so make sure to check out her channel if you're interested in learning how to make these. One of the supplies she suggested was craft paper, which I did not have, so I made a patterned pineapple paper. Say that 5 times fast. Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned Let me try. Hold on. Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned pineapple paper. Your turn, Lincoln. You try it.
Pineapple paper.
I'll say patterned pineapple paper.
Paddle pineapple paper.
All right, Bentley, you try it.
Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned pineapple paper. Patterned pineapple paper.
Pin pineapple apple pin. I made a patterned pineapple paper on Procreate and printed that out on printer paper, and I used snack bar boxes as the backing. It was kind of difficult because in the video she uses brown craft paper, which is much more flexible and folds easily, whereas my cardboard, not so much. It still works though, which is good because that's all I had. So now I've got some backing to work with. I'm going to measure and cut them up according to the tutorial's instructions, and I won't be using this, but I just think it's so cute. It's a measuring tape for sewing, and it's just adorable. Now I'm cutting these pieces into the correct sizes for the first pocket. I'll be making 2 different styles of pockets. This one's not the right size, so I'll have to cut into another piece. Now I'm connecting all the pieces with some glue. Like I said, this was a bit harder because I'm using cardboard that's pretty stiff, so getting it to fold and be completely flat was a bit more work, but it all worked out in the end. Also, because one side of the cardboard was glossy, the glue was very slippery at first, but once it was held in place for a while, it adhered just fine. So now the base of the pocket is complete, I can add my decor paper to it for some style. I printed off this pineapple pattern, and my printer isn't the best, so the colors are really dull, but it works just for demonstrative purposes. I'm cutting the paper so that the brown edges of the cardboard will be like a border around the paper once it's glued on. And now while cute little pocket number 1 dries, let's make pocket number 2. I would say this one is a bit simpler than the first one, but since I was using cardboard that doesn't look the same on both sides, I had to glue another piece on top so both sides would be brown. But honestly, both of these pockets were really easy to make, and kind of fun to do craft projects since I don't really do those that often. The tiny little piece of cardboard I'm cutting is for the bottom of the pocket so it can expand a little. Remember to open your glue bottles before you use them, friends. Now that my pockets are done, I can glue them in my book and stick some notes in them. I have a couple notes here that Helen sent me. They're very sweet and I want to keep them, so I'm tucking them into my pockets. These ones will go into the pockets that Helen sent me, and then I'll glue in the pockets I made and put the rest of my notes in there. The next prompt page I'll be doing is draw a picture, and it says to draw a picture of the two of you together, create a caption to explain the picture. So I did forget the caption part, but this picture doesn't need too much explanation. It's my husband and I on our wedding day looking super awkward with this side-by-side pose. We're not used to being the center of attention. But I really love this photo and I thought I would attempt to draw it. I'm going to use some mixed media paper because I want to use markers, and the paper in this book is better suited for dry media like colored pencils. I recently bought a silver metallic Sharpie, and that was perfect for the details on my dress since it had lots of sparkles. My husband's skin turned out much darker than it actually is, but that's okay. Skin tones are something I'm still figuring out with markers. My skin is actually probably more pale than I drew it. So here are the 2 prompts I did for this video, making pockets and drawing a picture of me and my husband. This is the final episode for the My Pass Along Journal book series. I'll link the other videos if you haven't already seen them. And our art contest is still ongoing. The winner will receive the edition of their choice from this book series, so either the Christian edition, the standard edition for women and girls, or the standard edition for all ages and genders. To enter, all you have to do is draw a picture of either you and the person you plan on gifting the book to, or you can just draw a picture of yourself, so a self-portrait. You can upload it to YouTube using the hashtag artsybookcontest, or you can email it to me at artsypineappleofficial@gmail.com. The deadline is Tuesday, March 1st. Make sure to take a clear, centered, well-lit picture so it's easier to see your hard work. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to Helen Cole for partnering with me on this series. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more content from me and like this video. Both really help a ton, and I will see you next time. Bye!